When you first start learning Japanese, you master the art of pointing at objects and asking, "What is this?" or "Where is that?" But like a spark that fails to catch, the resulting conversation usually fizzles out immediately. The problem is that these basic questions demand basic answers. You ask what an object is, and your conversational partner hands you a flat, one-word factual label in return. Once you have the label, the exchange is over. You naturally want to pull more out of the interaction. You want to ask about a coworker's personality, the specific genre of a movie playing downtown, or the flavor profile of a dish on the menu. To pull those descriptive answers out of people, you need one specific tool. You need the Japanese question word, donna. Asking what gets you an identity. Asking what kind gets you an opinion. Making that intentional shift is how you turn a dry exchange of facts into a genuine conversation.
Literally translated, donna means what kind of or what sort of, but it comes with a strict mechanical rule. Donna is a noun modifier. It is structurally incapable of standing on its own. Look at this equation. The donna block locks directly into the front of a target noun. Slotting in ongak builds donna ongak, letting us ask, "Donna ongaku ga suki desu ka?" This deliberate trap requests a descriptive trait, like spicy or fast, not another noun. You are proving to the listener that you care about the characteristics of the subject, not just its name. However, in the real world, repeating the noun constantly gets tedious. If you are already standing on a lot looking at cars, explicitly asking what kind of car feels highly unnatural. The language solves this through the noun substitute particle, no. Watch here. Because the object is already understood, the heavy noun is swapped for the substitute character, no. This creates donna no, meaning what kind of one. It acts as a complete subject, leaving the modifier rule perfectly intact. Dropping the redundant noun and using the shortcut is the primary difference between sounding like someone reading from a textbook and a speaker participating in everyday Japanese. Because Japanese has several question words that sound vaguely similar, learners frequently deploy the wrong one and receive an answer that doesn't match their intent. Let's map this matrix. Column 1 shows dono, forcing a selection from a visible group. Column 2 is nani, extracting a factual material label. Finally, do modifies actions and verbs, whereas donna strictly requires nouns. Selecting between these words is how you broadcast your exact social intent to your conversational partner. There is one specific trap that catches almost every absolute beginner. They try to use the word as a standalone question by asking, "Donna desu ka?" What kind is it? Because donna is a strict modifier, attaching it directly to the predicate breaks the grammar. Without an anchor, the logic collapses. To repair it, simply insert a valid anchor, attach it to a specific noun, forming donna hito desu ka, or use the substitute particle, forming donna no desu ka. Without this modifier, you are stuck pointing at things and collecting basic labels. By successfully deploying donna, you graduate from simple identification. You gain the ability to invite rich, colorful, and highly opinionated descriptions into your Japanese conversations.